Empress as the overall just gave me this feeling of being complete, feeling just this ultimate satisfaction that at least for this week, everything has worked out and you're just over the moon. You're almost like floating in a cloud because you feel fulfilled with your situation. And I say that in particular because of these three. Now, this can have to do with your past. There's a definite sense of reconciliation here, especially because you have Judgment as the last card, which can be a reawakening. And this most likely has to do with a relationship. It doesn't have to, but it can, because we have the Six of Cups, which is tied to emotions and is tied to the past, someone that you were attached to in your youth a couple of years ago for however long, and whatever the case may be, this is something that you want to reconnect with because the Ten of Chalices is here. So emotional satisfaction is the key for this week. And with the Empress, she's about beauty and fulfillment and growth, and I feel like that's going to be your energy. You're just going to exude this sense of feeling just complete with your situation overall. Like, I can't believe everything is just going so well this week overall that you almost walk the streets with, I'm not going to say arrogance, but just this lightness about you. So you might find a lot of people, again, are drawn to your energy this week. All right, I wasn't thinking about anything, so let's put that to the side. All right, let's go with the Empress first. My God, this card. Ace of Swords. I think every sign I've done so far is all about the Ace of Swords. It's supposed to be a week of just pure clarity and truth just coming in for everybody. Six of Chalices. All right, this past has something to do with a painful event. You've been hurt by this person or situation before. Devastated. It was a devastating loss or ending. And it could have been from a long time ago. It could have been recent. But again, I feel like coming back into the fold. I feel like with this combination of the Empress, this is the daydream, not understanding what the best choice is, but you will this week. It'll be clear. The Ace of Swords will cut through any bullshit, anything that feels fake. You're like, no, not that. No, I know exactly which one. That's that one right there. So very clear, very decisive energy for you this week. You're cutting through, again, anything that you feel is shady or doesn't just feel right. You'll know, possibly through intuition and just your own logic. You'll be trusting yourself and your feelings. Ten of Chalices. Very fascinating. The clarifiers lean towards the negative. Now, I'm not seeing the positive any differently, honestly. I'm actually seeing this reveal events of the past, because I see not that the Six of Chalices brings the Ten of Swords, but that this is someone who you have a dark history with, a painful history with, and you've been hurt by the situation, as I've said already, and it's resurfacing. But whatever is coming back up into the light, this is turning out to be something that you've wished for, you've wanted, and you're like, yes, I'm so happy right now. You're no longer confused up here. Now, this can be coming through via communication. You or someone has reached out to you very impulsively, very directly, just either giving you information. Maybe they're apologizing for leaving you stranded at some point, or they've done something where it made it seem like they didn't give two shits about you, and they're coming in strong, trying to defend themselves, or essentially I get this vibe of fighting for you to a degree. Maybe that alone makes you happy. I don't get that you're having an argument or anything like that, or you're feeling like this, but someone else is feeling like this, or knows that they've done this to you and is trying to reach out, because I get that this is, again, the story tied to a past a past of abandonment, and there's communication about this situation. All right, Queen of Wands could be the person who's directly affected you. This is the person tied to judgment who's being resurrected of sorts. So this could be the person you were in a relationship with or connected to deeply in some way. There's definitely painful separation between you. This could be your energy as well. And this series of events have reignited some passion in you because she is the Queen of Fire. I see her as the Queen of Passion. Has risen that up. There's emotions tied to it, so someone here is reaching out. Now, on some level, I'm seeing with the Five of Swords that there is a lack of trust that's happening here. Either you don't necessarily trust that this person is being genuine, whether that's the Queen of Wands or someone else. You're a little bit skeptical. Like, you're happy. I get the sense of happiness that, you know, an apology, or again, this person has come through and is confronting a situation, acknowledging what they've done, and essentially making you feel good. And you're basically getting answers to all the questions that you might have for this person or regarding the situation. But I think there is something about it that you're still a little skeptical of, which is understandable. You could find yourself being emotional as well, and you could find yourself being angry, and that could be the passion arising in the Queen of Wands for you. For the most part, I do think this is the other person who's reaching out and trying to be as honest as they can be and hoping that you believe them. Now, the Ten of Wands was just the card that I pulled out. I wasn't thinking of anything. I think it fell. No, I can't remember. But despite the fact that this week still looks fantastic, and I think will turn out in your favor, there's a burden here. And it could be, again, the weight of this past, Ten of Swords, is just something that has stuck with you and has never really completely left. So you're still carrying it, and it's resurrected. Because it's resurrected, those thoughts, those feelings resurface, and they're there. I think in the end it works out with that Empress though, so I won't worry. All right, what do you have to say? All right, definitely has to do with a breakup, painful separation, Three of Swords. Where does the Three of Swords lead? I think you're trying to figure out if you can move past this with another person. Could have been an affair situation, or someone just did some shady shit and has left you feeling basically like that. We've got the Ten of Swords and Three of Swords. So whatever this situation in the past, it was not good, and it didn't end well at all. As a matter of fact, it may have been yelling, screaming, punching, and just like, who knows, but it could have been quite extreme. But now you're kind of looking ahead, see if you can forgive and forget, to see if you can recover and if there is a future here. Very interesting. So please don't be afraid that the clarifiers got dark. I really think the clarifiers were speaking to the situation in the background that's being resurrected, because that's the history you have with this particular person. But in terms of the main energy, you're feeling like the Empress, which she is fulfilled. She feels in control. And even like she feels like a star here. She's like floating, and everything feels like it's protecting her. So Four of Cups as your overall definitely has you withdrawn. You've got opportunities coming in that wants your attention, but you're thinking elsewhere. You're not interested in it. And on some level, you might find yourself bored with your situation or how things are turning out. This could also just be that there's no social activity going on, even if you want to engage. Your friends are away, or they're not available, or they're not interested. And that's why you have this solitary energy of needing to be independent and by yourself. But this is also financially successful, so it's not in any way negative with the Nine of Pentacles. I don't think you have a problem being by yourself. I think for the most part, invitations that are coming at you, you're not really interested in it with the Four of Cups. With the Hierophant here and the Eight of Wands and Death. Okay, so you're putting an end to something that's traditional that you may have been a part of for a while. And I think this energy is stifling to you. It's almost like it's too traditional and too set in its ways. This could be a relationship long-term more than anything else. It could definitely represent a marriage. It could be your connection to a long-term job, most likely a corporate business environment. And you're not into it anymore. It's not exciting you. You've gotten plenty of messages. Maybe you're moving moving quickly away from that energy. The wands are moving away. Mind you, she's moving closer to the Hierophant, but honestly, I think for the most part, she's more interested in what these arrows have to bring her, all this information, versus what the Hierophant has to say. And that's really her paying attention to this energy. So I definitely think you're ending something that is just, I don't want to say it's stable, but it feels boring in your life. So you're breaking away from patterns, you're breaking routines as well. And the Four of Cups could represent you just withdrawing as you think, you know, what do I do now? What do I do from here forward? Not as a negative, again, just for yourself. I feel you are pensive. You could also be receiving news in general of something that was quite stable in your life, something of importance here. And this is the news coming in rapidly, maybe from many sources, with the Eight of Wands. And the news is that a situation has ended, a marriage, business has closed down. That type of thing is coming up. All right, I'm going to clarify with my little mini deck here that I'm obsessed with now. All right, what do you have for the Hierophant? We have the Star. Hopes and dreams are tied to the Hierophant. I feel like wherever you thought this was going, be it a relationship, business, something again that was routine in your life, I feel like your dreams about this situation are over, but not in a negative way. Like you no longer have the anticipation that you've had before. That's how I'm seeing it. And I'm seeing her like pour out her feelings, her attachments to something again that you were involved with for a long time. This feels again very routine for you. And she's looking away. She has other dreams. That's what I get. You have other dreams, other things that you want to achieve. So you want to break away from some sort of pattern. This Hierophant here may have been a long-term attachment, something that is very difficult to get away from. A marriage, again, a business contract, things like that, where you felt compelled to be a part of it. It may have, in a way, have taken over your life and taken up a lot of your time. So I feel like your dreams are to get out of that situation, to break away and have a bit more freedom. And I say that too because there's this, it's tying back to the Nine of Pentacles, which is a very independent card for me. You know, she takes care of herself. She doesn't need to work in a corporation. She would be the businesswoman to me as well. Much like the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, she's very capable energy in the Nine of Pentacles. And I think you want to break away from something that has a long-term, that you have been attached to long-term. Eight of Wands. High Priest, did I not say I thought? No, it was a different reading. High Priestess. So I'm seeing this as revealing secrets, truth, and all that. This is also just knowledge for me. You're gaining a lot of knowledge from the Eight of Wands. This is multiple sources, just like saying, bam, bam, I found this out. Wait, I found this out. So a lot of information is like snowballing here. We have the Empress. This could be the person, the main person who's feeding the information. This could be how you feel. And the High Priestess and the Empress is a very strong energy. And another vibe that I'm getting of this strong independence, this need for independence on your end. So you might even be the one who's communicating your need for a separation and taking that high road, power road as well. You're, I don't want to say demanding, but you have power and you're asking, I don't really feel like you're asking, but you're essentially going after what you want. You're manifesting your goals here. You're taking on the energy of the Empress and you're not holding back. If this is just two powerful energies, definitely feminine here, especially if you're female. I feel like you're taking the stance and doing what needs to be done. You're not afraid either. You feel like you have the information you need to break away from a pattern. Death. You have the Moon. The Queen of Swords. Do I want another one? Intuition is coming up for me as well. So you've either received news about an ending to something, again, that was a big stable structure in your life, but I feel like it's freeing to a degree. On some level, though, losing this could leave you feeling unsure and afraid with the energy of the moon, like you don't know where things are headed from here forward. It's like there's an ending, and where do I go from here, or what's going to happen? It's very cloudy, it's nebulous, and you're not sure where the road leads you. And you're trying to, I think with this, you're trying to take a detached approach, and in order to keep yourself stable. So you're not relying on it, you're trying to kind of, in a way, hide from your emotions. With the moon there, your emotions are creeping up, and they're definitely there. This is about your subconscious as well. But I think that you're trying to detach yourself from a situation, and then so as not to get sucked into any negative energies. Okay, let me see. And the Hierophant is back. So we definitely have that routine or structure that you're breaking away from. I think there is some level, despite the fact that you feel freedom, at the same time, it's a scary place to be. Especially, like, you know, let's say you've ended a long-term marriage or even a job and you're breaking off on your own. It could be a scary place because, mind you, maybe you're making the money that you need to make. You don't necessarily have the stability that the Hierophant gives you. You know what to expect with the Hierophant. It's the same. It's like that repeated energy. You're going for something that's a bit more random. It has its ups and downs. And I think that new chapter for you scares you a bit. Four of Cups. I think you're afraid of not being successful, losing out on opportunities, maybe even suffering financial hardships. I think that's why in part you feel withdrawn here. There's opportunities here in front of you. This could be also, especially for those who are breaking away from a job, let's say, and that job is like they really don't want to lose you, even though you've clearly communicated you're done with that situation, you have your own goals. I feel like they're reaching back with an offer. You're rejecting it, but at the same time, you are concerned about your financial state and where you go from here. You are afraid with the Knight of Swords. Now, it came, I know I keep showing it reversed. So on some level, this is actually, what week is this? The 29th. I would say that this is going to start to slowly disappear and your confidence is going to come forward. And you're going to, again, have like some sort of faith that you'll be able to make it through and be very independent. Again, because this came out as a dropper. We've got the Queen of Chalices. There might be a part of you that is having trouble with your emotions, or not necessarily having trouble, but the situation itself is bringing out your emotional side and your own worries, you know, that things will work out and you won't be suffering financially. Let me get one card for that Nine of Pentacles and then that'll be all. We've got the Four of Wands, so this is celebration and stability. So even if you leave a situation that was 100% stable because every week you get the paycheck or bi-weekly you get the paycheck and you know what to expect, again, it's a routine situation, you're breaking away, you have freedom and you're celebrating it. You're celebrating your independence and you will gain that stability with the Four of Wands.